Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Look, if you're an early-stage founder right now, operating in that chaotic pre-seed or seed stage, you already know your most precious resource isn't actually your million-dollar idea. It's your runway, period. Every single dollar absolutely counts. And honestly, choosing the wrong app development partner, well, that is literally the fastest way to just torch your entire seed round. So today, we're going to dive into 5 specific developers who actually specialize in early-stage startups. We're talking about partners who are going to help you protect that precious runway and actually hit product-market fit. Let's get right into it.
All right, Section 1, the app market split. So founders today are facing this massive, kind of dangerous split in the market. Over on one side, you've got what we call the body shops. And, their pitch is usually pretty simple, right? Hey, we'll build whatever you want. Now that sounds great at first, until your beautifully simple minimum viable product morphs into this bloated enterprise-level monster with a dozen features nobody actually asked for. The result? Classic scope creep. Your seed round basically vanishes into thin air before you even get to launch and test the market. No way! On the flip side, though, you have the lean MVP specialists. These are the partners who are genuinely laser-focused on verifiable business outcomes. They rely on pre-built component libraries, which, get this, can actually slice delivery times by 40 to 50%. Plus, they offer accessible engagement minimums that actually respect early-stage budgets. And most importantly, they have documented case studies proving real business outcomes for pre-seed and seed-funded startups. Every single company we're looking at today falls firmly into the second category. They aren't just selling marketing fluff, they are here for what they actually deliver under real, high-pressure, early-stage conditions.
Okay, moving on to Section 2, Featured MVP Specialists. Let's meet the lineup.
First up on our list is DBB Software, based out of Krakow, Poland. Now, what makes these guys truly unique is how heavily they rely on pre-built solutions. They treat startup app development as a core engineering capability, right? So instead of just reinventing the wheel or throwing a bunch of generic offshore staff at your problem, they use highly structured scope documents and AI-assisted workflows. And the result? They can literally chop a typical 6 to 9 month custom build down to roughly 12 weeks. That is a game changer, and honestly, the results totally speak for themselves. Just to put it in perspective, they helped a company called Bookus process over $4 million in gross merchandise value, which is essentially their total sales volume. They helped SafeMode ship 40% faster, and Renovai actually saw a 30% jump in revenue growth thanks to improved conversion rates. So look, if your app needs complex integrations, say deep payment flows or advanced AI capabilities, and you want Series A scaling baked in right from day one, DBB Software is an absolute powerhouse.
Next up, we have Tapptitude, located in Romania. They've got absolutely stellar clutch ratings, a 4.9 across 71 reviews to be exact, but the real standout metric here is their $5,000 minimum project threshold. Listen, if you're a pre-seed founder bootstrapping from your garage with an extremely tight runway, a 25 grand minimum is just a complete non-starter, right? You need a partner who deeply understands the intense, make-or-break pressure of early-stage capital. Tapptitude offers that highly accessible entry point, and the best part is, they don't compromise on quality or reputation. You're getting a 95% positive feedback rate right out of the gate with coverage across 11 countries. They are a massive lifesaver for super early stage budgets.
Now crossing over to Denver, Colorado, we find JPLoft. These guys represent the perfect middle ground for a very specific type of founder, operating between $50 and $99 an hour with a totally reasonable $10,000 minimum. They are ideal if you're a founder who absolutely requires US-based account leadership, but, you simply cannot stomach the $50,000 retainers that typical domestic boutique firms usually demand. It's just too much. With JPLoft, you get the high-volume validation of a flawless 5.0 clutch rating across 91 verified reviews, plus a 100% positive feedback track record specifically focused on responsiveness and timely delivery. Basically, it's that premium domestic presence you want, but tailored exactly for a seed stage budget.
Coming in fourth is Dawg out of Philadelphia. Now, get this, they've been delivering apps for 17 years. In tech years, that means they were building software before the iPhone was even a thing. It's wild. They've launched over 500 apps, reaching over 1 billion users. Their portfolio includes literal giants like NASA, the White House, the US Navy, and Hilton. They have an undeniable pedigree. But here is the craziest part. Despite that massive impact and an astonishing 92% client retention rate, they maintain a wildly accessible $1,000 minimum. Yes, 1,000. They use dedicated project managers, they do daily Slack updates, weekly Zoom check-ins, the whole shebang. If you want a long-term, trusted US partner to take you from a scrappy MVP all the way through to massive enterprise scale, Dawg is your go-to, for sure.
Rounding out our top 5 today is a firm called You Are Launched, based in Cyprus.
These guys maintain a flawless 5.0 on clutch across 59 verified reviews, and they boast a 100% client satisfaction rate when it comes to communication and timely delivery across 16 different countries. That's a big deal. If you're looking for a deeply experienced, intensely MVP-focused team in Europe that can really stretch your dollar further, URLaunch delivers incredible reliability at a fraction of the cost of a typical US onshore build.
All right, Section 3, the final comparison. Let's bring it all together.
So when we synthesize all these data points we just talked about, it really truly comes down to your specific runway conditions. If you need a super rapid MVP launch with complex integrations and future scaling built in from day one, DBB Software, sitting at $25 to $49 an hour, is incredibly compelling. But hey, if you're operating on an extremely tight pre-seed budget, where literally every single penny dictates whether your company survives or not, Tapptitude is unmatched. Now, if you absolutely must have a US-based partner, but you're working with a seed stage budget, JPLoft provides that perfect middle ground. For founders out there seeking a multi-year, long-term US partnership starting from the ground up, Dawg's 17-year history is just undeniable. And finally, for highly rated, cost-efficient European delivery that focuses squarely on getting that MVP out the door, URLaunch hits the mark perfectly. Basically, you just need to match the partner to your runway, your integration complexity, and your geographic preference. Every single one of these firms represents the legitimate, high-quality end of startup app development.
I want to leave you with one final, absolutely critical question. Before you go out and spend a single dollar of your hard-won funding, I want you to take a really hard look at your MVP strategy. Will your chosen app development partner propel your startup to product-market fit, or will they burn your entire runway on scope creep? Take the time to evaluate them against the standards we've covered today. Protect your capital, make the right choice, and go build something that changes the world. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.